Welcome to the first lesson for our Access test. So, Access is a software for database management. We want to start from the text that we are given during the ICT examination. This is the test of year 2016. It was the specimen paper given for the new syllabus, but it does not change dramatically from the previous tests. So I want to start together the first steps. So importing data from a file and create relationship between tables. Here it is written on the test. Using a suitable database package, we must import the file, and we have to check that the field names and the data types correspond. How to do this? So, I click on File and I choose to select a new database. The database will be empty and I give a name to the database. For instance, I give the date of today. Today is July 2016. I must now import the data from the file as 16 cars. So, File, Carica dati esterni, Importa. I must choose tipo di file, file di testo. Otherwise, I cannot see the files which are contained in the folder. So, file di testo, and I will select as 16 cars. I click on Import, I leave delimitato, i campi sono separati da carattere come virgole o tabulazioni. Just I want to remember this. CSV means comma separated values, so values are separated by a comma in this case. So for instance, if I have data like name, surname and month or place, or for instance date, today is the 21/07/2016. So all this data will be separated by a comma. So I will see Elisa, comma, Mosconi, comma, July, comma, 3 comma, and the date. But it is also true that comma separated files is a more general concept of separated values from any type of comma. For instance, it can be a semicolon. So, you must look on how this window writes your data so that you can decide which is the most suitable comma in your case. Click on Next. So, for instance, you can choose punto e virgola, which is the semicolon. You can choose the space because it can be a space or other. In this case, it is a comma. As you can see, we have the name fields in the first row. So we select nomi di campo nella prima riga and we click on Next. This is a new table, we leave it like this, and we click on Avanzate. On Avanzate, I must select different delimitators for the fields, for the time, and for decimal places. Why? Because the fields are separated by a comma. But when I have a decimal number, for instance 2,5, this will be not written in the Italian way, but the US way will be chosen, will be given. So we should write it like 32.5. And this is exactly the way it is written in our databases, the databases that we are given. So we must specify that the field delimiter is a comma, The timing, we choose it to be a column, and the decimal, we choose it to be a dot, as the US way or UK way. These delimiters, these separators must be different, always different. Now, we must check if the name of the fields and the data type correspond to the test. So, text for VIN, for model, for power, and for engine size. Cost price is a currency. Color is a text, distributor is a text, while dispatched is a boolean. Boolean is expressed here as yes, no. We can also choose here to skip some fields if requested. In order to do that, we make a tick in the correspondent row. We click on next. We click on OK, and then we click on next. Just let's look at the... Okay. So, now we are asked, we click on next again. Here there is nothing to do. We click on next again. Here we are asked to set the primary key. A primary key can be automatically added, which is the default choose, and the VIN field here is set to be set as the key field. So it is a key field which is defined by the user. So we select chiave primaria definita dall'utente, and here we can select VIN. This is the last step. We click on end, fine. Okay, let's look. As you can see, it is correctly imported. Just dispatched. This is a correct visualization of the Boolean data. So remember that -1 corresponds to yes. So while 0 corresponds to no. But let's say that we want to visualize the Boolean data in a different way. We go on Visualizza struttura, we click on dispatched, we select it, and we want to have a different visualization. So under ricerca, we go, instead of casella di testo, we choose casella di controllo. We save, and we look at the table, and we will see that we have a different visualization about the data. Okay, so the first table is imported. Now we go on with the second table. It is the same procedure. So let's go. File, carica dati esterni, importa. S16 distributors, it is a text file, importa. Delimitato, next. Comma separated values, fields are in the first row as it is clearly visible. Next, it is a new table, let's click on avanzate. Delimitatore de campo is a comma, separatore ora must be semicolon, separatore decimale is a dot. Now, before changing this, let's check how the data are, since here nothing is written as an indication of the data type for the name of the field. So now we click on OK, and we go have a look. So as you can see, distributor core is a alphanumeric type of data, as well as for content name, first name, address. So they are supposed all to be text. Let's check. They are all text and nothing to be skipped. Okay. We click on next. Okay, let's check. Okay, key field. Here, set the distributor code field as the key field. So it is a key field which is defined by the user. So, chiave primaria definita dall'utente, distributor code. Ok. Last step. And now we have two tables. Let's go to the last step which are required in the first part of the test. Create a one-to-many relationship as a link between the distributor code in the field distributor and the distributor field in the cars table. Just let's have a look. Distributor field in the cars and distributor code, which is the key field. Okay. In order to make a relationship, we can use this icon, which is called the relazioni. We can also reach this icon, this tool, from Tools, Strumenti, Relazioni. We add both the tables by selecting them and pressing Aggiungi. Let's close, enlarge a bit. Okay. So, the one-to-many relationship from distributor code here to distributor here. How to do this? I select with the left button, I keep the left button pressed, and I drag and drop until distributor. This window will be opened, telling me the field corresponding to the table and the type of relation. This is uno multi, which corresponds to one-to-many relationship. I click on Create, Crea, and the relation is done. We are asked to take a screenshot, so faster on capture, and let's make a screenshot. Well done. Let's save it and let's put it in our test. This is the most complicated step that we have to follow, but once you have understood how to make it, everything is basically done.